I want to try to stabilize education funding. I want to reduce business and family taxes, and I want to try to get more infrastructure dollars up in North Louisiana.
If I'm elected in the state legislature here in District 15, I hope to advocate for better health care availability throughout our state. I hope to implement a couple education programs and get better funding for early childhood education, as well as expand some of the grants and things like that for some vocational programs.
First off, I want to start lowering taxes across the board. Now, we have a fairly low property tax, but I'd like to see a lowering of especially our corporate income tax, which is at a variable rate between 4 and 7%. I'd like to also see a lowering of our sales tax rate, which is the worst in the nation. I'd like to see definitely more funding being put toward our law enforcement agencies so that we can better fund these people, better pay for these people who are keeping us safe every day. Also providing them with tools and training necessary to stop violent crime. We've been leading the nation for 30 years, literally 30 years in homicide rates per capita. Additionally, human trafficking has seen better than a 77% uptake in the last 4 years. That's inexcusable, and I want to see them have the tools to put these people away where they belong. Additionally, the third thing I'd like to see is I'd like to see improvement in our education system. Being a teacher, that's definitely near and dear to my heart. It's something that, of course, I work with every day, and a lot of my coworkers and we've talked about for years about what needs to be done, how we can go about handling that, and that's something that I look to accomplish as well.
Well, number one thing is I would like to focus on drug addiction in this area. I believe that drug addiction is the key to a lot of the crisis that we have going on. I deal with a lot of real estate, and I go in, which I'm a healthcare professional. I don't know, your viewers may not know. I work at Glenwood Hospital, been working there for 15 years, and I'm part of the heart program there. And we've developed a hybrid OR, which we started from the ground up, so I've been part of that. But at the same time, I've also started several real estate investment groups that I'm part owner of. And in these investment groups, I go into the community and I manage some of them. So I've been able to go in homes and see where people are struggling. I've had anything from prostitution to drug addiction that I've seen firsthand, and that's some of the things that I would like to clean up. That's number one problem in this area, I believe, is drug addiction. Number two problem, I believe, is we're not using our natural resources like we should be. God has given us probably the greatest natural resources in this area, and we have a great river that runs through this area. We have lakes in this area. And not only that, we have timber that we harvest. So we have a lot of great natural resources. And on the lake side, for example, the only lake in Ouachita Parish is Shinny Lake. And over the last 3 years, Shinny Lake it's been drained. We haven't been able to fish it. The bait shops haven't been able to sell baits to go out. So they've lost money there. There's a lot of tourism that comes in our fishing industry, and I'm a bass fisherman. And I've seen it, and not only was it Shinny Lake, but the Ouachita River was down last year as well. So we've lost no telling how much money in our natural resources that just been, and we have great people that are managing these, but I think we have to focus a little bit better, do a little bit better with them. For instance, you can go over to Texas and look at their lakes, and they're doing so much better job on protecting their lakes and their environment. You go over to Arkansas, look at their lakes, or their rivers. If you go trout fishing, they have hatcheries on the top of their river. And speaking of hatcheries, we have a hatchery on the top of Shinny Lake that hasn't been used in years. And I looked it up, there's only 3 or 4 that I could find in the state, hatcheries. This is the only hatchery that is connected to a body of water that services the Ouachita River. In my opinion, it's an environmental catastrophe that's not being utilized. We're not putting fish into the lake, and they're not going into the river. So that's number 2. our natural resources are being underutilized, and that goes along with the economic issues as well. Number 3, we've got to get back to supporting our small businesses. And I know a lot of people say, okay, yeah, that's a great idea. You know, if any candidate gets out here, they're going to tell you guys to support your small businesses. And I've heard that over the years, and I started doing a little research in why do we need to support these small businesses. So I'm going to give you a little illustration why we need to support these small businesses. Imagine this community as a whole, just one big pot of money. And in this pot of money, we're taking this money and we're trading with each other, individuals. We're trading with people that have small businesses. We're trading with online businesses. And we're trading with big corporations in this big pot of money. So our small businesses, when we trade with our small businesses, we take that money and it stays in the pot and we give it to somebody else and it stays in our environment. It doesn't leave. Now when we trade with some of these corporate businesses, this corporate business, I don't know if I need to, I'll use another illustration as a corporate business because they're not in this area. Just say, and this is not going to be an accurate representation of this business, but just for illustration purposes, just say a Bass Pro Shops. We have a Bass Pro Shops here in this area, which we don't. You take the money in our pot, and we love Bass Pro Shops. It's one of my favorite stores in the world. I always go to Bass Pro Shops. But we take our money, we spend it in Bass Pro Shops. That money, more than likely, I mean, it's millions of dollars. That money is probably going to go to Springfield, Missouri, because that's their corporate headquarters, if I'm not mistaken. And where at the same time, you could have took the same amount of money, millions of dollars, and went to maybe TP Outdoors and bought this, the same supplies there and supported your small business, and that money stays in the pot. And at the same time, we also have manufacturing, such as the paper mill in this area. That's bringing more money to the pot. We have to find that perfect balance where we're bringing money in and we're not losing money out of the pot. So that's the top 3 issues I believe are affecting us right now. And the last one is something that we could change immediately. If people would just get together and start supporting their small businesses, it would change immediately.